looking for Alaska. Boy falls in love with mysterious girl. She dies tragically, and he spends the rest of the book trying to decode her personality like she was a riddle instead of a human. The Fault in Our Stars. Two teens with cancer fall in love, travel to Amsterdam, and learn that life is just as unfair abroad. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. A girl navigates puberty, religion, and boys, praying for breasts and answers. Speak. A girl stops talking after something terrible happens at a party, but don't worry, her high school art project helps her find her voice again. The House on Mango Street. A girl grows up in a poor neighborhood and writes poetic vignettes about how depressing it is, while hinting that maybe, just maybe, there's a way out. Go ask Alice. Diary of a girl who takes one hit of acid and immediately spirals into a series of drug-fueled misadventures that no teenager has ever actually experienced. The Catcher in the Rye. A teenager complains about phonies for 200 pages while doing absolutely nothing to avoid becoming one. Never Let Me Go. Kids at a fancy boarding school slowly realize their clones race for organ donation, but are too busy with teenage angst to process it properly. To Kill a Mockingbird. A kid learns about racism by watching her lawyer dad try to win the most unwinnable case in history, only to find out the world sucks anyway. Balls. A boy sent to a bizarre camp for juvenile delinquents uncovers family secrets and buried treasure. Wonder. A boy with a facial difference navigates school and teaches everyone a lesson in kindness. Fangirl. A college freshman balances her obsession with fan fiction, social anxiety, and finding her own voice. The absolutely true diary of a part-time Indian. A Native American kid escapes his reservation for a better school, only to find that being different means getting punched a lot. Matched. In a controlled society, a girl questions her arranged marriage and the system behind it. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. A boy with autism investigates the death of a neighbor's dog, revealing family secrets along the way. The Secret Life of Bees. A girl runs away from her abusive father and finds solace in a house full of beekeeping sisters. Great Expectations. A poor boy's life changes thanks to a mysterious benefactor, and he learns that money doesn't buy happiness. Stuck Everlasting. A girl discovers a family that never ages and learns that immortality isn't all it's cracked up to be. Lord of the Flies. A bunch of kids stranded on an island decide the best way to handle survival is by forming a child dictatorship and of course murder. Ender's Game. A kid genius is trained to fight aliens and ends up questioning the morality of war. A Separate Piece. Two best friends at a boarding school deal with jealousy, guilt, and one totally accidental tree fall that wrecks everything. The Bell Jar. A girl tries to figure out what she wants from life, and the only thing clear is that the patriarchy is very much not it. The Kite Runner. A boy's betrayal of his friend haunts him into adulthood, with Afghanistan's tumultuous history as the backdrop. Bridge to Terabithia. Two kids create a magical kingdom and deal with a heartbreaking tragedy. Anne of Green Gables. An orphan redhead annoys everyone around her with her non-stop chatter, but it's okay because she grows up to be mildly tolerable. Prep. A scholarship kid at an elite boarding school feels like an outsider the entire time, mostly because she is, and also because rich people are insufferable. The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole. A self-absorbed British teen writes a journal full of embarrassing misunderstandings, proving that puberty is just as awkward across the pond. An Abundance of Catherines. A child prodigy dates 19 girls named Catherine, because clearly the only thing worse than being a genius is having no creativity in your love life. Frankie Landau Banks. A teenage girl takes on an all-boys secret society and proves that feminism can, indeed, involve pranks and rule-breaking. Call Me By Your Name. A summer romance between a teenager and an older guy gets poetic, European, and unnecessarily emotional. Also, someone has feelings for a peach. The Goldfinch. After surviving a museum bombing, a boy spends the rest of his life making bad decisions and pretending a stolen painting can solve his emotional issues. The Secret History. A group of elite college students murders one of their own because nothing bonds people like a shared love for ancient Greek and casual homicide. The Chocolate War. A high schooler refuses to sell chocolate for the school fundraiser, triggering a series of events that make you wonder if candy bars are worth dying over. Stargirl. Quirky girl enters a normal high school, gets ostracized for being herself, and eventually learns that being weird only works if people also think you're cute. I am not your perfect Mexican daughter. A girl struggles to live up to her family's expectations, but learns that not being perfect is fine as long as you're dramatic about it. Jane. A governess falls in love with her moody boss, only to discover he has a wife in the attic, but hey, at least he's rich, right? The Blazing World. A young woman enters an alternate universe to become the ruler of various races, invents a utopia, and decides political philosophy is the best path to personal growth. Little Women. Four sisters navigate love, loss, and dreams while perfecting their skills in the 1800s version of feminism, marrying rich men or writing books. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. A poor girl in early 20th century New York realizes that life's rough, but as long as there's a tree outside her window, things might get better. The House of the Spirits. A family saga full of ghosts, revolutions, and generational trauma that makes you wonder if maybe getting rich isn't all it's cracked up to be. His Dark Materials. A girl travels through multiple dimensions to battle evil, save her friend, and figure out that free will is super important when the alternative is eternal oppression. Carrie, a shy, bully girl, gets telekinetic powers and goes on a prom night rampage that turns out to be the most intense lesson in self-confidence ever. Blood Meridian, a teenage runaway joins a violent gang in the Old West, but instead of learning life lessons, he mostly just experiences gruesome philosophical violence. White Teeth, a multiracial family navigates London life, culture clashes, and generational drama, reminding everyone that fitting in is overrated and almost impossible anyway.